doing. This is not a reflection on my commitment. I'm just hungry. And this shit I gotta stop. This is what led me here. This I gotta stop. So when I'm out, I don't make a stupid ass choice like on a fucking Chick-fil-A. Sit there and look at my doctor next year and silently judging. Like, oh, I don't need to put you on medication. You got it. You can bring down your numbers. Alright. I'll start tomorrow. Today doesn't count. Today is G-Day. Today is the day I got the shitty ass news. And I can no longer live like I'm 20. Go figure. Captain's log, February 4th, 2026. I probably just dated myself by using that. It's Star Trek. Anyway, at the doctor's office, did my blood work last month. This is where I get my results. Hopefully he doesn't have too terribly bad news. Just took my weight and height, 5'7", 194. Deltas don't matter after, 190. So wish me luck.
One banana queen pie coming up. Pick up pie. Roger. Your pie, sir.
Okay. Well, that was an appointment. The news I got wasn't the greatest. So basically, he told me that my numbers are concerning to him. He's giving me 6 months to get my shit together. Is essentially the theme of the appointment. Anybody else, he would have probably put on medication. He did say that my numbers were at the point where he would be comfortable doing that, but not to the point where he would put his foot down and say, all right, this is where we are. And so if you know anything about me, I am anti-medication. So we did have a little piece in there where he said we can check it again in 6 months and see where we're at, or we can do something now. So me being me, I opted for 6 months, and he told me exactly what I need to do to make a difference. And that's what I'm gonna do. I am hard-headed by nature. I get it from my mama, and I'm going to give it everything I got, and I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. So wish us luck. We got 6 months to turn this ship around.
You really think you can fly that thing? You really think you can do all that bullshit you just said?
Or I'm gonna step into my senior years like everybody else on meds. Not gonna happen. Okay. I've had some time to process all the information because, again, that doctor's appointment was well over an hour. And I can't say it's better with time, but I think I have a clear understanding of what needs to be done. So let's talk about the numbers that matter. My weight is 194. Again, my skeletal muscle mass is 63.9 pounds. My body fat mass is 77.8 pounds. All in all, what I have to do before my next physical this time next year is I have to reduce, all in all, what I have to do before my physical next year is I have to reduce my body weight, which is 194. I have to increase my skeletal muscle mass, and then I have to decrease my body fat mass, which is 77.8. I don't take that lightly. I know that it doesn't just happen by fasting or cutting calories. It's going to actually take some work. So over the course of this year, you'll see me struggle a bit trying to figure out how to balance what I'm putting in my mouth and what I'm doing with my body. So one of the other tests he did was to determine how much lean muscle mass I have. So he said my arms were good. I have approximately 6+ pounds of muscle in my arms, which I'm well over the percentage for women my age, which is great. He did say that I have a good amount of core muscle as well. So what he calls my trunk is I have a little bit more than 55 pounds of lean muscle mass in my trunk, which again, I'm at about 104% of average. So no problem there. The problem is my legs. Go figure, because I thought I had pretty muscular legs, but it turns out that I'm under average there. So I'm under 100% for my legs. Specifically, I have about 16.69 pounds of lean muscle in my left leg, and I have about 16.80 pounds of lean muscle in my right leg. My average right now is 91.9% roughly on each leg. I think it's like 91.6 on my left and 91.9 on my right. The goal is to get it above 100. So clearly, no skipping leg day for me. The real numbers that determine quality of life and how long I live are my lab. So right now, what we're dealing with, total cholesterol is 311. I know, don't freak out. I've actually had high cholesterol ever since my 20s. So as far back as I can remember, my total cholesterol has never been lower than 254, and we're talking in my 20s. It's just progressively getting worse year over year. In my late 30s and now late 40s. So what I'm starting with is 311. We need to get that down to under 200. My LDL is 204. And if you know anything about cholesterol, LDL is the bad cholesterol. So 204 is terrible. Where I need to get that is under 100, which seems impossible for me right now. Not going to lie, but that's what we're working with. My HDLC 4.0 down to 3.5. And then my non-HDL cholesterol is 234. And my goal there is to get it below 134. These are not easy tasks, guys. So please don't take it lightly. It's going to take a lot of work. And again, fasting or quick fix diets aren't going to get us there. Another pretty important test that was run is called the ApoB, which stands for apolipoprotein. So apolipoprotein B, ApoB, basically measures your risk for heart disease. And ideally, you never want that number to be a concern or red. In my case, that number is 172. Not good. In order for me to lower my risk for heart disease, I need to get that under 90. Again, that seems impossible, but we're going to give it everything we have. And then the last set of numbers has to do with blood sugar and diabetes. So I had gestational diabetes with my last child, so 18 years ago. And they always told me then that if you get gestational diabetes within 5 years, it's a high likelihood that you get diabetes. I think I've been very fortunate. Never been a concern, but I've been pre-diabetic off and on for years, depending on how I eat. So this year it looks like I'm back in the pre-diabetes range. I need to get that under 5 point. I think he said 5.6. So I'm trying to go from 5.9 for my pre-diabetes marker to under, as well under 5 as I can get it, but bare minimum under 5.6. So these are the numbers that matter. These are the ones that over the next year that I'm going to be trying to work on by eating right and actually moving, because I haven't exercised in forever. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. All right, let's figure out. So, this is my plan. I am a very analytical person. I can't start off with fad diets anymore because I know that they don't work, or they might work in the interim, but long term, the weight always comes back with a vengeance. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take the next 2 weeks and I'm going to gather data. I'm going to figure out what my baseline is in terms of the amount of calories I normally put out, the amount of calories I can eat without gaining weight. And then from there, I'm going to calculate my TDEE, which, if you don't know what that is, basically it tells you how many calories you should be eating to either maintain, gain, or lose weight. Obviously, the goal here is to lose weight. So TDE will be calculated after I figure out exactly what I'm dealing with right now. Shortly thereafter, we're going to put together a plan where I start moving. So possibly join a gym, start figuring out how to add more protein in, and actually start monitoring the food that's going in my mouth. Because right now I don't eat a whole lot. I might eat once a day because I work so much. And if you think that if you work from home, it gets easier, it doesn't. Because if you work from home, you actually work harder than if you work in an office and you work longer. So my goal is to increase the amount of food that I'm eating and the frequency in which I eat it in. Okay. All right. Let's get this party started.